Hello, everybody on Facebook. This is Sonia Marie. If you don't know, now you do. My website is Wordlife Astrology. That's wordlifeastrology.com. I write for Essence Magazine. And if you didn't know, just to give y'all a little inside little tidbit, Essence is beginning to do a little 2 month at a time spread. Let me say that again. They are going to be the publication of double issues. So don't be dismayed if you pick up an issue and you go, oh my God, July and August is in here, September and October is in here, November. Yeah, that's how they're gonna do it from now on. In all honesty, I did ask y'all this question a couple of months ago to see how y'all would like the new spread, because it became a little bit more minimized in the past couple of months. Essence is the boss, so you just kind of have to run with it on that thing. But I try to slip my spirituality in there, a little funny every now and again, and all the way truth as far as how I see it. So if you're liking Essence, cool. If you don't know if you like it, go to Ralph's, go to ShopRite, go to Pathmarks, go to Piggly Wiggly, look at an issue and say, I think I'm going to roll with this little double issue action. And at least y'all know what the next month is going to go, or how's it going to go. In any case, pick up Essence. It's been a 5-year gig, and I'm really, really excited and extremely proud to be part of that family. What's up, everybody? Who is here? Theodosia. I just see Lana. What's happening, sweetie pie? Hi, Robert Clay. D, Miss King. What is going on? Happy belated Memorial Day. If we could say it like that. I hope y'all had a good weekend, and I hope you ate a lot. I hope you had a lot of laughs. Myself, I was very, very quiet and filling up a lot. The insides. All right, let's cut to a few commercials, and then we're going to keep it moving. Y'all know it's getting warm outside, so if y'all like a t-shirt from Wordlife Astrology, please hit me up on my website at wordlifeastrology.com. /shop. Each sign has its own little catchphrase on the front, come in magnificent colors. Grab yours today, all right? And get stylish. It's only women's right now. It's been that way for about a year or so, but I'm going to come out with some new ones once these are done, so get yours. All right. Hi, everybody. Hi, Sean Powers. Good to see y'all. I'm glad y'all sliding in. And if y'all don't know, I got my girl on the front. I love Janis Joplin. I'm in love with Janis Joplin. Her little short time of being here, she was just a powerhouse in everything that she did. And she claimed herself as a second-rate Etta James, and what she extremely was. But at the same time, she owned her own. Love, Janis Joplin. Okay. So anyway, hi Esther, how are you? So let's talk about this week in a really, really broad sense. I want to bring y'all back, and we're going to talk about it in the village a little bit more extensively when I hop on over there, but I want to bring y'all back to a time in which I think I mentioned this to you. If I did not, maybe about a month ago, I definitely mentioned it to the folks in the village. Now bust this. Close your eyes, rewind, get relaxed, and listen to this. Imagine yourself, remember yourself, in May of 2010. Yeah, that was a while ago, a good 9 years ago, give or take. And it was a time just like now, to be quite honest with you. The planets were easing into, I should say, the outside planets of Pluto and Saturn and Uranus and Neptune was beginning this dance that we are stuck in between. So let's just say we started the dance in 2019, and it's been a marathon in 2009, 2010, and it's been a marathon, and now our feet hurt. Well, here's the difference. I'm gonna reel it in. Trust me when I tell you. Here's the difference. Back in 2010, we had a series of Capricorn and Cancer eclipses that have been happening this year. That's going to continue to happen in July, and then there'll be a set in December as well. But beside all of that, Pluto and Saturn was just about to gear up and give us our fever. If you don't like to listen to astrology and you just want to go straight to the message, just give me about 30 seconds and I'm going to get there. These are the people who really get into astrology and the planets and their meanings and the signs and the energy behind it. So we've been talking about Pluto and its transformational blow up and shit on the walls. We've been talking about Saturn and its fact that it brings up a lot of fear, a lot of lessons, a lot of discipline and responsibility. Now, in the beginning of 2010, round about May, I should say, that responsibility started. There was a lot of squares happening between Pluto and Saturn, and it was a lot, meaning it was cantankerous. There were arguments, there was aggression, there was throwing off, like new life beginning, but not necessarily knowing where you're going. And for the next 9 years, it seemed like an arduous climb up the mountain, which has brought us to this particular moment. Why? Because it has been challenging through all that time, hard bent through all that time. Survival. Let's just give it a word. Survival. Only the strong can survive. It's called survival for the last 9 years. And now we're in a space where we see how our survival has paid off. Now we're in a space where things have blown up. Generational things have come to our face, or I should say come to our heart, have been shown in our face and everybody else's. But here's a key that I want to implement for this week that's coming. We don't need to survive. We don't need to struggle. We don't need to kick ourselves and everybody else in the ass anymore. We're not climbing that same mountain. I don't know if y'all got it, but I have a very good habit of repeating myself. The thing is that we have gathered this shell of hard work, understanding, robbing Paul to pay Peter, busting this one in the neck, not eating for a good month, calling it a fast. I'm on a fast. No, bitch, you don't have no money. That's why. This is all the last 9-10 years, okay? Struggle. But we're not in that place anymore. We are actually, in my opinion, this is what I see, we're at the apex of that thing. But here's the deal. If you walk into the next paradigm, if you walk into the next shift, you understand? With that same backpack, with that same arduous outlook, with that same shell, you might get thrown back down the mountain. Now listen, there's no guarantees in anything that I say. So please stop it with your DMs and telling me how you didn't agree with something that I said, because this is general information and I'm not your God. I am a person that loves astrology. I get information and I give it to whoever makes it stick. If it don't stick, then, discard it. Please hold your discourse to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Live your life. You are your best guide. You and your God. Okay, enough of that. Squirrel. So the point of the matter is that we're not in that space anymore. We're not in that hard, bent up space. Here's a very, very, very good example. And I'm going to use myself and get a little candid. So when I put this backpack on, and I want to know if y'all feel the same way. Give me a yes, y'all. Give me some hearts. Give me something, right? When I put this backpack on, when you put this backpack on, when we started struggling walking up the mountain, a lot of things started to leave, you dig? Creativity, our feminine prowess, and I'm talking about male energy too. Like males can have feminine prowess. That ease, that receptivity, that openness, all of that shit out the window. I'm hard pressed. I gotta survive. I gotta make money. I gotta pay my bills. I gotta beg people. I gotta, take care of my son. You gotta do all of these things, right? Because you forget that, you have to do all these things to survive, but you forget about creativity. You forget about your feminine ways. You forget about the ease and the gentleness and the tenderness. This is what I want you to remember as I took 12 minutes to explain. As we walk into this week, please remember her. As we walk into this week, remember him. Our creativity is never dead. You understand what I'm saying? Our ability to revive ourselves with a new life is never, ever, ever, ever over. We took 9 to 10 years to keep our head above water, but it doesn't mean that we can't flourish and flower and be creative again and wear our clothes differently and get into Janis Joplin and burn incense all day like we did back in the 90s and smoke out for a weekend, I'm just saying, and drink or whatever. I mean, easy. Listen to music 24 hours straight. Like, it's okay to get back in the ease of things because the struggle, in my opinion, is over. One part of the struggle being over, let's go a little deeper and let's go astrologically into this week because we are in Gemini season, right? Gemini begs us to think about it. More than anything, Gemini begs us to forgive. Let's go back. Rewind selector. Because when we get into our Gemini-ness, when everybody feels it, everybody feels it. I don't care what sign you are, everybody is feeling it. We have to go to the mind and say, okay, listen, that creative piece of me, that was actually pretty dynamite. How do I get back to that? You have to utilize your brain in this Gemini season to get you there, as opposed to feeling sorry for yourself, as opposed to feeling like I don't have it anymore, as opposed to feeling fatter than ever. Listen, it's not your body. It's not your low self-esteem that's coming from a place that you should continuously feel sorry for yourself. That's not what's holding you back. What's holding you back, in my opinion, what's holding you stuck, what's making you drown further in any kind of emotion, what's making you a little arrogant, honestly, and try to go up and over this moment that we're in, is actually you thinking that you're going to be all right. You thinking that you're still going to stay in this struggle. You not knowing that you have to shift gears. You not knowing that you have to think in a way in which this is not you anymore. That I am still little Sonia shaking my ass performing on stage. That I am still a brilliant author. That I am still somebody's mother or father. That I am still joyous and like to jump off the cliffs and have a good time and stay in adventure of life, because that is what keeps you alive. Now, water and food, they do keep you alive, but the essence of you, the remembrance of who you really are, is starting to come to light as you wipe the shit off the walls, as you see your family and their faults and your part in it. As you wipe it off, you begin to come alive again. Is this making any sense to anybody? Like, can I get a yes, y'all, or something? Some hearts or something? Because what I feel is that not only do we beat ourselves up, I feel that sometimes we can stay stuck in the emotion. And this week is not necessarily about emotion. This week is more so about how we process information in our brains to recognize who we truly, truly are, right? And I'm not talking about no little positivity meme. I'm talking about really sitting back and looking at that thing and going, yeah, that was an asshole move, Sonia. But listen, I kind of like being that asshole every now and again. Think about it. I'm not saying be an asshole. I'm not saying be mean and not be compassionate to people. I'm saying we should think about ways in which helps to sustain us, identify our personality, describe who we are for our sakes without being having the need to be accepted from anybody else and having the need to accept the struggle that we've been climbing up. Does that make sense? Right? You gotta be free, y'all. You gotta be free to call yourself an asshole when you're an asshole, a little shut down when you're shut down, a little overexcited when you're overexcited, claiming who you are. Be free to be who you are. This week, though, like I said, find a way to think about that thing. Why? Because we are made up of the Trinity. We are made up of the Trinity. Good God, Sonia, can you get the sentence out? We are made up of the Trinity. That is the mind, the body, and the soul. Yes, spirit, God, and all of that. Beautiful. It's very, very true. But I'm talking about what we can control. I'm talking about what we subscribe to. I'm talking about what we feed in ourselves. And yes, we've been living in a really, really good space of self-care. People want to self-care. People want to get into who they are. Why? Because honestly, North Node is in Cancer, and it's about being nurturing to who we are. And that will change very, very quickly. Trust me when I tell you, by the end of the summer. But at the same time, no, I'm lying. Next year. But at the same time, it's not just about treating your bodies well, right? It's about treating your mind well. It's about convincing yourself, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be until I decide to change. We need not make excuses any longer for being who we are. We don't have to subscribe to the struggle any longer. We don't have to involve our bodies to get beat down and whipped because we think we deserve it. That's an old paradigm, y'all, and I really want y'all to do your best to come up out of it. This week, in my opinion, I wrote it down here in my book, is the week of recognition. Remember who you are. That's for real. Remember who you are all day, every day of your particular life. But the reason why, in my opinion, it's becoming so noticeable now and needed right now because of the way these planets are shifting. I would be on here for an hour if I could tell you that specifically, but trust me, it started out real hard in 2009. All of these squares was going on. Now, all those planets that were squaring are actually together. That says something. That means you start off like hurting each other, pushing each other, climbing up the mountain. Then you get to the top of the mountain 9 years later, and all of Pluto and Saturn and the North Node and the South Node, they're all together going, damn, we did that. Yeah, we did. We actually did. So now we can go back to harmony. Now we can go back to peace. Now we don't have to beat each other up any longer. Does that make sense? There's one day that stands out very, very brightly this week, and that's on Friday, Thursday and Friday. Thursday, in a nutshell, is going to be a day in which we can find ourselves slipping back and not necessarily, and it's a bigger reason for it, but I'm not going to go through it. I will in the village. But it's a day in which we slip back and we don't believe in our potentiality, right? Because the struggle is not there. Because the proof is not instantaneous. We don't need instantaneous proof. Look where you came from. 9 years ago, you was flat on your face, divorced. Look where you came from. 9 years ago, somebody kicked you out. Look where you came from. So don't slide into that thing on Thursday, right? There's a nice little reminder on Friday, though, with the moon sextiling Mars. The moon, as you already know, has to do with, I look shiny. The moon, as you already know, has to do with emotions, feminine prowess, your mother, women in your life, you did, karmic information. When it's in harmony with Mars, aggression, that means and Mars is about confrontation, it's about motivation, that initiation in life. When the moon and Mars gets together on Friday, after all of that woe is me, possibly, maybe not, I'm just saying, you may not go through that. I'm just giving you a little warning. Friday, you can be like, you know what? I got this thing. My moon, my emotions are like right in alignment with Mars. I think I know where I'm going. I think I feel what it needs to feel like this. I think I feel the superstar in me again. And I'm not just talking about from my perspective because I'm a superstar. As a poet and whatever else. I'm talking about the superstar in you. The stardust in you that makes you always shine. Yeah, I feel that superstar again. Little side note, squirrel, don't eat too much though, because the moon will be in Taurus and Mars will be in Cancer. So there's a big possibility that you might grab some grub and want to celebrate all day and night. And then you have another problem because you gain weight. Don't do that to yourself. Just be happy, be free, eat what you want to eat, and forget about it, as we say in New York. I hope this was meaningful for you. Like, really, really was. It took a minute to kind of gather up and pray and try to figure out what was going to be said, because there's no real change of planetary action that's happening this week, but there's a nice buildup. And there's a possibility, I should say, there's an opportunity for you to get on board with your brain, to start talking yourself into situations as opposed to feeling yourself out of it and being so heavy into it. And if you have, last note, if you have taken a little isolated moment, or you know those that have, let them. Let yourself, allow yourself to go there as long as you need to, as much as you need to. Because this is a very, very exhausting period. Whether you think you're Superman or Superwoman, it's still exhausting. So give yourself a moment to come up and out of this thing refreshed when you want to. Alright? Okay. And watch for these eclipses coming next month. We're going to talk about that. Not June next month, but July next month. It's a build-up, so watch it happening. Take care of yourself, alright? Bye.